Hello and welcome back to the ranked servers in RaceRoom. It seems like a while since I've done a video on one of these ranked races, and when I jumped into RaceRoom for a bit of practice this morning, ready for tomorrow's ACR League race, I saw that the lobby was fairly full for this GT3, GT4 mixed race at the Red Bull Ring, so I thought, why not give it a try? We're driving the BMW in the GT3 class, and we've actually put it 10th on the grid, which isn't bad at all. I've not driven this combination for a good couple of months now, so I only really had the practice session before this race to familiarise myself with it again. But probably my biggest concern as we get ready to head back over to the grid is what I've read in our Discord channel and on the forums over the past couple of days. Pretty much everyone I know who's entered this race has nothing but bad things to say about it. There's been dive bombing, there's been punting, it's been described as a recipe for carnage. So are they exaggerating, or is it really that bad? I guess we're about to find out. Let's go over to the grid. Got off the line reasonably well there, but it looks like we're going to be pinned to this inside line on the approach to T1. Oh, we take a bit of a nudge from behind. It almost got us out of shape, and as I say that, we've just been wiped out completely from the car on the inside there, making a crazy lunge. Somehow we've ended up facing the right direction, so we've been able to get going again fairly easily, but that was madness. A crazy first turn. And it hasn't taken us long to see our first dive bomb. But we need to concentrate here because this will be really tight this turn, and there's a car that's lost it in front of me. So we may get a couple of positions back here because it's really messy. There's not much room, so many cars, so little space. But we've survived. Just, albeit with a little bit of suspension damage, but I don't think it's too bad. We'll just have to take it a little bit easy for a couple of corners to make sure the car's handling okay. I think we've just lost a position on the inside there. Where are we now? We're 17th. Oh, we've lost 7 positions off the start, mainly thanks to that mayhem in turn 1. I might have just left a gap open on the inside here as well, so yeah, we've lost another position, down to 18th now. Oh, there's another accident right in front of us. Oh, just managed to avoid contact there, but it sent us out into the gravel. Oh, we've lost all momentum. And a load more positions to boot. Oh, that just caps off an absolutely disastrous first lap, and it all started to go wrong as soon as the lights went green. Let's take a look at the replay and see if we can see what happened to cause all that carnage in T1. Now, I'm in the black BMW, and there's a Porsche just having a look up the inside of me, but it's actually the Audi that tries to go up the inside of both of us, ends up taking about half the field out. It was an absolutely crazy lunge up the inside. Unfortunately, the replay there isn't the best angle to see it, so let's try and take another look. If we watch my start, and let's keep an eye on what happens behind me, because I'm going to get a little nudge from the first Porsche just about here, right there, and then there's a second Porsche that's going to have a look up the inside, and out of nowhere that Audi just wipes us all out. And look how lucky I was there. I was all ready to be spinning right around there, but actually the 2 Porsches did me a favour. They got me pointed back in the right direction. Now we're on board with the Audi. This will be interesting. Is there a gap there? No, there's definitely not, and he just cannonballs right through, and look, he's actually benefited. He's probably gained about 10 positions there. And if we move forward to the next corner, there was a car that spun right in front of me on the exit of this sharp right-hander up the hill. I was a little bit worried that I'd caused the contact and just spun his rear around, but I don't think I did. I think he was spinning anyway. Let's just take another look to be sure on board my BMW, and I think he just started to lose the rear ahead of time, and yeah, he did. And I did pick up some incident points there, but it looks like that was from the contact with the Castrol BMW. And then just when I think it can't get any worse, we have to take avoided action to miss this wreck, and it sends us right into the gravel, and we lose all our speed. And look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars going by, and one of the GT4s as well. Again, it wasn't the best camera angle to see what happens. We're riding with the car behind, and as you can see, it all gets pretty messy, and through no fault of our own, we end up slipping from 10th to 20th within the space of half a lap. Should have the power to get past this GT4, no problem, down the start straight. And now we've just got to claw back whatever we can and salvage something from this race. Oh, and the yellow flags are out, and yes, someone spun, and I just panicked a little bit there. I didn't want any more contact, but we got around him safely. And that's what we've got to hope for now. We've got to hope that people in front make mistakes. Are we going to see any shenanigans with these three in front at this uphill right-hander? No, it looks like they've all got through it safely. As have we. So just going to dial down my traction control a bit now because we need to start upping the pace. Now that the field's starting to spread out a little bit, we need to catch up with these guys. One of them's run a little bit wide, but we've gone in a bit hot too. Missed the apex. But yeah, the two cars in front are battling now, and there's another yellow out, so what's happened around here? Yeah, there's a car in the gravel, so have we got the pace to get past before he rejoins? We haven't. But there might be a gap up the inside if we nip there now. Oh, there's more contact, and he's lost it. Oh no, I hope that wasn't my fault. Nipping up the inside there. Okay, let's go back and take a look at the replay. And this was the first position we gained. A classic T1 incident at the Red Bull Ring. There's lots of bumping and barging, and he just has his rear end taken away from him. I didn't know which way to go, but thankfully we avoided the contact. There's a Porsche spinning off in the background, and then another one tries to go for a move up the inside. There's not really space there. Ends up being even more contact. He crashes out into the wall. And it's getting every bit as messy as lap one, this. And it's going to get even more bizarre now, because keep a look in front. You get two BMWs that almost just park it up on the racing line. I don't quite know what was going on there. Okay, let's fast forward a few corners, and this was the incident that I worried that I caused. We're going to watch this guy here, and he has to take avoiding action, much like I did on the previous lap, to get out the way of an accident in front of him. That sends him onto the gravel. It saps all his speed, and as he rejoins, you can see me approaching in the background. I'm not quite close enough to make a move here, but because the car in front does, it leaves a gap open. And again, it's not the best camera angle to see for sure, but it did look like he was already losing control before we made contact. Let's ride on board. There's the accident in front that he's got to avoid. And now going through this gravel, he's going to rejoin the track with dirty tyres. So that's going to affect his grip. Well, the question is, does he get out of shape before or after we make contact? Yeah, there goes the rear. So it was before. He was already crashing, and actually we got quite lucky there that we didn't get collected, but thankfully that wasn't my fault. And these two guys are battling really hard in front now. I wonder if it might just be the wiser thing to sit back a little bit and see if they take each other out. Nothing would surprise me in this race as we see our first disqualification already. We're less than 4 minutes into the race and someone's racked up 30 incident points. Well, there's a car that's run wide on the left there, and we're going to try and get on the gas early and get up the middle of these guys. But we just haven't quite got the power, so I'm going to ease back over to the left-hand side. We might just have the power to get alongside this guy on the inside. I don't think we have, so we're just going to have to give him some space. Oh, I just drifted a little bit wide there, but not as wide as the car in front, so we will gain one position there. We're back up to 17th. And I'm really struggling to find any sort of rhythm in this race so far, but we do need to try and settle down a little bit. Thankfully, we've opened up a little bit of a gap to that P45 car behind now, so we can concentrate with what's going on in front. And Johansson runs a little bit hot into there. Is that going to open up a gap? Not quite. But we're going to tuck right in behind him now on the start straight. Try again his draft. No, we're probably not close enough. Need to get T1 spot on here to get back with these guys. Yeah, we've taken it fairly smoothly. Johansson ran a little bit wide again. Took a bit too much of the curb, so that'll cost him some speed. We should be able to get on his tail now. Is it worth having a sniff up the inside? I don't think so. So let's just tuck in behind for now, but we might have run in a little bit too deep. Yeah, we have. We've run wide, and that's going to let racing through for sure. In the green P45, yeah, he's got the speed to get by. Oh, that was a careless mistake. I was already thinking about what to do on the straight and not concentrating on the corner itself, and that's cost us a position. And it's also given us a slow down penalty, but it looks like we're going to get rid of that one. Yeah, that's gone. So okay, let's regroup and start chasing these guys again. There's There's another yellow out. Can we see what's going on up ahead? There's a car on the infield. Will we get around him in time before he rejoins? Yes, we will. So that's put us back up to 17th. And as we get a really good drive out of that corner, we might be able to get some draft from racing. Again, not worth looking up the inside here. We just need to settle down and tuck in behind this guy. He runs a little bit wide. Yeah, all three of these guys ahead are looking a little bit ragged. They do look like they've all got mistakes in them. So I do wonder if I just need to sit back and wait for it to happen. Whether I do need to be a bit more proactive in trying to force a way around these guys. Still got 8 minutes of the race left, so we're not even halfway through yet. Oh, and I'm way too late on the brakes there. We had to take avoiding action to prevent contact. But racing's run a little bit wide as well, and we might even have the drive on the exit to the turn to get around him here. We've certainly got the power. Now, can we get back on the racing line, or do we have to stay tight? I think I can tuck back in, but he's going to switch. He's going to have a look back up the inside, and he'll get the position back. Oh, I just got a bit hungry on the gas there, and I felt the rear go. That got us a bit out of shape. Yeah, so there I was confidently saying that all three of these guys had a mistake in them, and I ended up making the biggest mistake of the race so far. I completely missed my braking point there. I had to take evasive action to stop myself rear-ending the P45 car in front, but unbelievably we actually benefited from it. He got an even worse exit than we did, so at least we had the momentum to carry us alongside him and then in front of him. I then pulled back to the racing line, so he switched. He had a look up the inside, quickly took the position back, and then, yeah, I just get on the gas a little bit too early. The rear starts to step out. That gets me out of shape, and we have to ease off the gas. And all that commotion on the last lap, I did notice that I've racked up 21 incident points now, so we're only 9 away from a disqualification, so I will have to bear that in mind from now on. We don't want too much more contact, because we'll start to get worryingly close to a DQ. As racing got a little bit out of shape, we must have the speed to get back around him here. Yeah, we're alongside him. Surely we've got the power to get back on the racing line. I think if we do, he's going to switch again to go back up the inside. He is. I think I'm just going to give him space in case he outbrakes himself. And he's completely out of control, and he's taken the Porsche with him. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I thought he might run in a little bit hot, but I wasn't expecting him to fly in like that. And absolutely wiped out the Porsche who was in front of me. And in all that mayhem, we've now got the BMW of Hodgson right behind and looking like he wants to make a move. And as we're so close to the instant point limit, I'm not going to try and defend this line too much. I'm actually just going to give him a bit extra space. I don't want any more points. And I believe we just saw a disqualification there, so I think, although I've just surrendered a position, we're going to stay in 15th. Yeah, Mieri's left the game. Right, let's go back and check out a replay of this wipeout. And we'll start at T1. Look at this P45 car. Gets all out of shape. Runs over the curb. So that loses his momentum. That gives me the opportunity to pull alongside. I've got the power. So I tuck back onto the racing line where I'm most comfortable for taking the corner ahead. I suspected that he'd make a move up the inside, but he completely missed his braking point and takes out the unsuspecting Porsche. So where I was planning to make the switch back and cut up the inside on the hill, instead, I ended up gaining 2 positions, and now we're going to watch on board with the Porsche. There's the switch as the P45 moves to the inside, and now we're going to see a green missile incoming. And there's the contact, and both spin out. Hodgson's looking really keen to get past Johansson now. I'm guessing that his was the BMW we saw on the infield a few laps ago, because he's certainly got the pace to be higher than 14th. Is he going to have a look up the inside here? No, he's not got the room. Oh, they both run wide. Johansson's run very wide, so that might give me the chance to nip up the inside. It has done. Johansson got all out of shape there, so we're now up to 14th and chasing Hodgson. Yeah, I did wonder if there was some contact between the two of them, but there wasn't. They both just took a bit too much of that curb on the inside, sent them a little bit wide, but Johansson went way wide, got a bit of grass, had to ease off the gas, and that gave me the space to get up the inside. Right, I reckon we've got 2 laps to go now, and we're keeping in touch with Hodgson. I thought he had more pace than me, but we are sticking with him. It might be that he's being held up by the car in front. As we get right up close coming into T1, if I can get a good exit here, we might get enough drive to pull alongside him. I don't think we are, so let's stick in his draft. I don't want to risk making a move here. We've got close now. We don't want to blow it with a rash move. So let's just sit back. Try and get a good exit out of this uphill right-hander. Not bad. Might have lost a tenth or two. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Hodgson's being held up. He's certainly got more pace than this. So the longer it takes for him to find a way past Hennig, the better it's going to work for me as a yellow flag comes out. So are we going to gain another position here? No, it looks like whoever ran wide is back on track. But that's only going to make us even closer. We've got a lap and a half to go, and all of a sudden there's 4 cars within the space of about 2 seconds of each other. So this could go anyway now. As we get ready to start the last lap of the race. We're in 14th, but we're within sniffing distance of 11th. Hodgson in particular in front is going to be desperate to get around past Hennig on this last lap, and all it takes is a mistake and we could get 2 positions back here. So let's do everything we can to stick with these guys so that we can capitalise on any mistakes that get made. Oh, and it's Hodgson who makes the mistake. He lost the rear and lost his drive, so we've got around him. That's 1 position back. We're up to 13th. And you know what? I think this Audi in front, Hennig, is the one who caused all the chaos in the first turn on lap 1. So it would be really sweet if we could get around him too. Considering how many places he cost me on lap 1 with his rash move up the inside. So if I could just get around him here, I'll finish this race a lot happier with a smug grin on my face. And Hennig has gone wide. He's ended up in the gravel. And we're up to 12th. We've gained 2 positions on this last lap from other people's mistakes. That's exactly what I said might happen. And now it's going to be a sprint to the line. We've just got to hold off Hodgson. He's going to be keen to get the place back. We've got a back marker. I'm guessing that's a GT4 car. Yes, it is. So hopefully we've got the power to get around him easily along this straight before we make the final couple of turns. Yes, we've got around him, and I don't think Hodgson will be able to. So that's going to work in our favour. 1 turn to go. And we're going to hold on for 12th. Martinez in 11th, just a little bit too far ahead. But after the disaster of lap 1, to finish in 12th, I think is a fine achievement. And breathe, the race is over. So yeah, all things considered, I can see why this combo has got the reputation it has for reckless driving, because there were some pretty crazy moments in this race. None more so than this out of control move up the inside into T1. I mean, I don't think it was malicious in any way. I do think it was just a case of missing your braking point completely and having nowhere to go. But it's so frustrating for all the drivers who have their races ruined within the first 10 seconds of the race. So here are my latest stats, and as you can see, it's not gone well in rank racing over the past few weeks. My rating has been in steady decline, and as for my reputation, that's just fallen off a cliff, thanks in no small part to a couple of DNFs in my last few races. But as for the classified results from today's action, there is your winner of the GT3s, Rojas, with a fastest lap of 1:29.3, so he's a good 1 second a lap quicker than I am. And there's the GT4 winner, Delamo. And as for me, I missed out on the chance of a top 10, mainly due to the incidents in that first lap. Obviously the turn 1 mayhem cost me big time, and then also that incident later in the lap that sent me out onto the gravel. between those two incidents, I think I lost 10 or 11 places, and from then on it was always going to be a struggle to get back up there. But I did get up to 12th, so all things considered, that's a pretty good recovery job. And next up for me now is the second round of the Actual Vision VW Sirocco Cup. That's taking place tomorrow night at Brands Hatch Indy, so I'm looking forward to that. Well, once again, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the Red Bull Ring carnage. See you soon. Cheers.